Welcome back, everybody, to more Pro League here on Tuesday, live at the Nexon Arena. I am Valdez. With me is Wolf today. We got KT Rolster versus SBENU coming up for the second match and the main match of the night.
Should be an exciting one. Much better than the matchup that we saw earlier, as that one was very one-sided. And clearly Jin Air brought their A game. Prime brought theirs too, but it's just not Jin Air class. KT Rolster with an even 1-1 record so far this season with a flat indicator. The best start for them they've ever had.
SBENU here may be a good team to take down today. I definitely favor them coming into here, but let's see what SBENU's going to bring. First game here actually is very interesting. Flash versus DongRaeGu.
It's a matchup we actually saw like 4 times last season. We saw it on the sickest match was the mech game that we saw in King Saedong Station, that one ace match. MVP versus KT Rolster. That was really cool. We saw them play against each other on many maps last year. So they have like a big history together. But, you know, playing this matchup, DRG's been a bit of a slump. Flash is kind of on the way out of his. DRG seems to be kind of on the way out of his as well. And there's Curious, who actually has to play a ZVZ later tonight. Got to wake up for that one.
Yeah. Like, oh, this is boring. I just want to play my match. Funny that also DRG just coming out very consistently on Cactus Valley. You must really like this map. And we'll see what he can do against Flash. Zergs have been liking it overall, I feel, against Terrans.
Yeah.
Letting it come through in all sorts of different individual leagues. A lot of Terrans actually betting it out as well. So,
I feel like if SBENU can win versus Life, they might be able to force the ace match. It's totally doable. Not because Jachi, but that's like one of the points they have to get. And then if they get any of the other points, they
I think it's this first one. Because honestly, Zest versus Bomber, I think, might be the most one-sided one of the night, even more so than Stats versus Joxy, just because Stats has been going like recently. So
yeah, that's true.
You know, I'm not really sure where he's at. I'm very curious. I want to see that match. I don't want this just to be another very quick 3-0 and have us, you know, end the night with the quickest day of Pro League ever. I would love to see him actually come out and see what how he's feeling, how he's playing.
Yeah, I think those two Zergs, DRG and Curious, are definitely the ones that they need to win.
For sure.
That's the most important thing for today.
Also, Game 4, you know, Stats can play his Phoenix play. He can kind of survive on Bonnie Research Station, I suppose, kind of go to that late game like Classic is doing these days. And we'll see how much Jack G is going to be able to do on that map. I just called him Jack G. Going straight up American here.
You're super Yumiguki in you.
Can't wait to see Jack G.
Let's see Jack G and Curious and Bomber.
No, man, that's a bomber.
What is that? DongRaeGu.
DongRaeGu.
Spaghetti sauce, Zerg.
Will SBENU be able to revenge against Life? I don't know, Wolf. Can they? Can they revenge against Life?
Let's see. And Zest will be back on the top of the winners ranking. We'll see about that as well.
Is he really? Oh, yeah, I guess he is. He's up at like 16-9 right now.
Yeah, he's been pretty consistent.
Or maybe 16-10. I think he hit 10-10 at one point. And then he's just been on a very big winning streak for a while. No, he's 16-11. Okay. There you have it. He is up at the top. He's actually played the most game out of any player in the entire Pro League. So he gets worked out there on that KT roster.
All right, just one more time. In order to maintain a clean esports environment, the official clock in-game has been removed for spectators.
Does that mean we can't have any more dank memes or what?
Maybe. I don't even...
Well, I guess we still got Twitch chat, so we're fine.
We're good.
Oh, we're back.
Whoa, you and I were just chilling.
Do you know what the Do you know what the reason for this is, Wolf?
The game clock change?
No. I mean the delay.
Oh, Flash. Actually, I just
our
got
producer gave it away. I was putting Wolf on the spot here.
I had a feeling that
it's always Flash. It's always Flash. I don't know what he does. I don't know. You know, like those guys have been out of the booth for a very long time. But Flash,
it's not like he had 10 minutes plus to set up for this one.
No, definitely not. I guess he just, you know, he likes his warm up time, and then after his warm up, he, you know, he's got to take his ruler out, get his, you know, everybody knows what Flash does. So.
Yeah, he likes to have his mouse pad taped down. Monitor height is important. Ruler for where the mouse pad needs to be taped down, where his keyboard's supposed to be, how far his keyboard's supposed to be away from the monitor, how high his monitor's supposed to be. And perhaps likes to, I don't know, what else could he measure?
Did you say chair height?
Oh, no, I didn't say that one.
Because it's always funny when he's in the booth and he's like, no, and he's like, and he just goes up and down.
Exactly.
We've actually watched him do that before. It's really funny.
He's like, he needs to have that moment where he does the Picari Sweat squirrel cheeks. Right?
Oh, yeah.
He puts the Picari Sweat and does the squirrel cheeks for a minute, and he's like, okay, now I know where my chair height needs to be.
Okay, this is at the right temperature now. I can join the game. Like,
he's like, if the Picari Sweat goes like too much into one cheek, I know the chair's not level.
Yeah, I'm leaning slightly to the right by 0.5 degrees, so this is definitely not correct.
He's like, I need a new chair.
He's definitely done that before. It's definitely happened.
He's like, I need my computer to run Windows 2000 ME. That's where I played my Brood War on. Like, and I want it to be this way.
Yeah. And it's rubbed off on Zest, too, with the lights. Zest will not play if there is any light from any direction shining at any level.
He always blames us, too. I'm like, we're not even. Sometimes he's like the foreign caster lights. I'm like, we're not out there today.
Yeah. We're in the booth now. Like, there's not even a light there. Like, what are you talking about?
I'm like, Zest.
No,
it's not that bright,
we'll see
man.
what he says.
He needs to get those glasses that like tent with the light. You know what I'm talking about? Like there's like those glasses that I think are called transition lenses, where if it's like bright, it like gets darker.
Yeah, he should. That would be really cool, actually.
It would look cool in the booth, right?
Yeah.
I think like Hot Forever used to play with sunglasses sometimes.
I don't know how you could do that, actually. I think wasn't there a World of Tanks team that actually wears a bunch of sunglasses?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember which one that was. Was that Arte? They might just wear it on camera and take it off in game, but there's a Smash Bros. Player that was playing with sunglasses. I think it was Hungrybox was playing at Evo with sunglasses on for part of his run, which is pretty impressive because I mean that game is so fast and like so furious. I can't.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that. I understand sunglasses for like poker. You want to have your poker face right, but why when you're playing games? Do they just have very sensitive eyes? The lights hurt them?
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
they're just used to it. Do they play like that at home? They like sit in their dark room with sunglasses on?
I mean, I guess if like you're on camera, perhaps, and there's a lot of cameras you're not used to, you might want to put sunglasses on. If you're not used to like being on camera, I mean, these lights that we have above our head, like hurts my eyes to just look at them for a second. I mean, they are really bright. If you're not used to that, like, it's
I just did that too for some reason. I followed you. I just did it again.
It's really intense, and sometimes you have lights right behind the camera as well, and you guys like probably see me like cry before. It's not because like I'm super emotional about the game. It's just because like I'm like, oh god,
over
I've been
at
on camera
GSL,
for too
it's
long.
like if you have a cold, you're at GSL. They got the giant one right above the camera. You're like trying to look at it, but you're like closing your eyes. You're like, ugh.
Yeah.
Why can't they just get us off camera already?
You get used to it eventually, but there's like even actually like glasses that are made for playing games. You know that are supposed
Gunners?
to like. Yeah, exactly. I think that's the Gunners, and there might be another one as well, but it's like, supposed to like maybe make it so that the monitor light doesn't actually hurt your eyes. There's an application.
It's like Flux for your eyes.
Exactly. There's an application called Flux. If you look up Flux, I think it's like fl.ux might be the website even. Just Google it and you'll find it. Just look up Flux lights, something like that, and it'll actually adjust your computer monitor brightness depending on what time of day it is. So if you're up until even like 6 a.m., for example, it'll adjust it to like remind you of like, hey, it's time to go to bed, sort of thing, and like make sure that when you're up in the middle of the night, it's dimmed so your eyes are not constantly getting burned as if you're outside during the day, which can really mess with your sleep schedule.
Exactly. Makes it easier to just slowly wind down with your computer if you're going to stay on it late.
And you know what? It does change depending on which, like, if you have StarCraft in like windowed mode or if you have it in full screen, it may or not actually be applied. So you can also change it for settings, like if you don't like it when you're gaming. The first time I ever saw this application, though, was an old TSL house. So I was like, what is wrong with his monitor? And the coach was like, no, he uses this program. It's good for your eyes. You should use it too. And I started, and it's good, man. All right, Flash is ready.
Thank you, Flash. You finally made it. You're here in the booth. Oh, still fidgeting there. Oh, he doesn't have Picari Sweat. He's got water.
Yeah, he might have both. Last time he had Picari Sweat, water, and coffee when I was commentating. We had all three.
Yeah, he sometimes
has the chair.
Is it okay, Flash? Does it feel okay?
All right, is it the squirrel cheeks? Wait for it.
He's chugging it, man. Too much coffee.
No, he drank it all.
I know that feel.
Well, Flash versus DRG here. Rivals in Pro League. Oh, Cowboy Bebop OST, man.
Great.
I love this song.
This actually reminds me, I got like 2/3 of the way through Cowboy Bebop. I didn't finish it yet. I got to do that.
Look at this, 6 and 6. These two, they are sick Pro League rivals, man. This is like the coolest matchup of the night. And
yeah, I think it could go easily either way. Flash has been playing better and better, but mainly against Protoss. You know, that very greedy style. We'll see how he does here.
I hope we get to see predictions, because I think this one was actually pretty even.
I would say it was. If we don't get to see it, we'll talk about it in the game. Let's jump into that right now. Down here in the bottom right in the red for KT Rolster, the Terran player, it is Flash. On Tapia.
On top. Up to the top right, actually, which is, in this case, correct. It's DongRaeGu, who's, in this case, quite actually on top of the map on the right side.
Is that him?
You're going to win today for sure, right? You gotta win today, right?
No, GG girl. We were just talking about how this is the most even matchup. Pay attention, please.
So, Team Salmon, all three of us go for Flash. Daehyun, the analyst, he's got a pretty sick win rate this round.
He's winning.
Yeah, he's going for DRG here, and so does Kanata. Goes for DRG. So 4-2 spread. Monday caster with Team Salmon on this one.
Daehyun was with us on the first map for Prime, Yoda versus Czech. So he's doing well today as well. But this is the first time we're fighting head-to-head. I got to get tied with him once again.
No. Well, this map, obviously one of the bigger maps in the pool. Flash, as he's wont to do, drinking some Picari Sweat. See that?
He's like, I don't know if this is correct, actually. Oh, the mouse pad. It's not perfect.
He's like, oh, now I have to CC first because I definitely can't. I have to just keep mine. I have to make sure my mouse is in the right place. What if I accidentally put my barracks off 1 hex? Okay, there's a CC. Going down. And DRG obviously blind. Double extra drone because Flash CC first very often, very rarely proxies, and it's this 4-player map.
Yeah, I wouldn't have even been mad if DRG just did like quick 3-base. It's not as common these days. Zerg's, as we said before, much more liking that 2-base lair, and a lot of mutas coming out early, try to get that map control, and then eventually take a safer 3rd base. But against Flash, it's like, well, this guy is almost always going to CC first on this map. I'd say like probably 97% of the time.
I would go with like 109% of the time.
You're probably more correct than I am, actually.
Like, he's going to CC first 100% on this map, and 9% of the time on that UMS map, Bloodbath, on Brood War, which is like a 4-player map with the smallest map in the game that's ever been made. Like, he's going to CC first on that map like 9% of the time. It, like, spills over. Lose every time. I know somebody out there's like, oh, I remember Bloodbath. I'm like, yeah, that map was terrible. That wasn't even fun if you play with your friends. But
it was a Bloodbath, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
I'm sure Doa would be proud.
I mean, it was aptly named as a Brood War map. Might not even been UMS. It might have actually just been a Blizzard map. It was bad though. It was every time on US East I'd go the join and they'd be there and I'd be like, nobody's gonna join this. And it would be like one day I'd be like, you know what? I'm just gonna try this. And I'd click on it, and be like, game is full. I'm like, can't believe it. And then my screen would lock out black and I'm like, ah. Oh. And people were like, the Brood War system was way better than StarCraft 2. So I'm like, well. In a lot of ways, yes, but there definitely were some improvements made.
Yeah.
All right.
I wonder why we got a shot of that. Maybe it's because Yoda... Was it Yoda? Or Keen? No, it was Yoda. On this map, took out the Overlord in the same position. Just, they were cross-spawns.
Yeah. Get rid of those plates. These plates are gone. Zerling did his job.
They don't belong. Flash is... not getting rid of his plates yet. We only want to talk about the most relevant information.
Sure. Let's not talk about the Hellions or the speed or the extra drones he's making to the late 3rd. It's all about those plates, man. The plate's still active. Nobody wants to know about how many queens he's making or if he's supply blocks with that Overlord right now.
Oh, man.
So,
Well, he is supply blocked with that Overlord, and he's only making 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be all right. It's still early game. Still, let me go into 2-base layer, it looks like. Making 6 lings. Okay, it does make a 3rd base. There's the lair. So,
okay.
a quick lair with a 3rd base, and it's going to be Hellbats. This is a bit unlike Flash. This might become a bit unexpected.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this build from DongRaeGu is going to be able to hold this. Usually we only see 2-base lair or like a 3rd base that comes out very fast. You know, if they are going to get that 3rd base, usually it comes down maybe a minute after that lair. I guess DRG is just saying, oh, it's very, very safe back here in these positions, so I don't really need to worry about it.
I think I don't think this is going to be like an all-in for Flash. I think he's actually going to make a 3rd CC behind this and go mech. He's not making any Marines right now. And he's making Cloak for Banshees.
Banshees on the way, too.
Yeah, I think he just wants to do a lot of damage with this and easily transition into a follow-up, but I don't think he's going for the kill with this. The armory is done, so he can actually unload these and then transform all of them into Hellbats. Plus, he's got this run-by potential.
This is a wolf build, right?
Basically.
You said this one time, and then he actually did it.
Yeah.
Before it was really that popular. But here we go. He's going to run in the front at the same time with 2 Hellions.
This is what you do, man. This is how you drop 4 Hellbats, actually. He's like, how does he do that with 1 medevac? Okay.
Well, gonna get a nice surround here, and the Queen's in the back, very protected.
Yeah,
gonna push this back, and the Hellions are not going in the front.
Exactly, and with the Queens zoning this so well, he couldn't have even like done individual micro tricks with this because the Queens would just target down the medevac. He has to just pull back. Does save 2, which is the max you can actually retreat with. Is gonna heal them up here. The run-by potential is there, like you said, but he's transitioning. 3rd base, Cloak Banshees, +1. He's going into mech. As you know, as I predicted before, it just seemed that way. And
I like how he's going into a pretty heavy Banshee style to just start it off. This is going to be a very hard force for DRG to deal with. He's going to have to rely on a lot of these Queens to deal with the Banshees in the sky.
Yeah.
He does have that earlier lair for the Overseer, so that's really going to help him out.
That's really important. The Banshee here is ideally designed to kill the Banelings before they actually connect with the Hellbats. In this case, the Queens are zoning so well that it's basically impossible. Look at the split.
The split is, well, it was okay. Actually, those Banelings getting 3 of those Hellbats as they bumped up, but the Lings are coming forward. That hatchery is really low. All the Lings do go down. Well, at least 3 of them left over. He's even going to pull the drones here. I guess he's just going to that mineral line, actually.
There's just so many Queens with so much energy that even though that trade was starting to look really good for Flash, it got less appealing as time went on. So he's even going to try to waddle those Hellbats away. This Banshee over here, just 2 kills it looks like, so not a whole lot of damage done. +1 nearly finished, actually. If that fight went any longer, it would have actually had that extra little bit of firepower to add in.
DRG's going to go aggressive on the back of this, morphing a bunch of Banes at the front door of Flash. Has a big swell of mutas at the same time. Going to stay pretty low economy. He's only making 2, but it might be enough to break this front if Flash is not paying attention. Flash
does have a Tech Lab Factory right now, which the Mulus will scout. So he can make a siege tank for safety. He's actually going to go Thor first as he sees his Mulus, though, of course. And, you know,
giant pull here.
This is a lot of damage being done already.
And he's going to go back into the main. He doesn't even know what to do with these SCVs. He's losing so much stuff. That Thor is so late. Oh, and all these Hellions trying to trade here. It looks like they will be okay.
So much damage done, though. 13 SCVs going down. And DRG is carefully, safely mining off 3 base. No problem with 56 drones. Killing a refinery even. Going to kill this Tech Lab. And, you know, like you said, he only made 2 Banelings. He didn't really commit. I thought he made more. So just the Thors here are making a lot of sense here. Coming out for Flash to defend this, but he's already taken so many losses. And he's going to have these awkward Thors. They're not going to be able to do too much for him unless he tries to hit a timing push. To follow this up, as a meching player, you need that 3rd base up ASAP. You need 6 gases. You need that 3rd base economy to produce out of all your factors. Otherwise, you have this awkward production tab where you're like, currently I'm making 1 Thor. That's all I can afford. I have no gas.
It would be nice. It would be very ideal for Flash if he could get that hatchery, but running in and targeting the hatchery like this is not the way to do it. He just lost 3 of his Hellbats before anything went down. He's got 1,000,000 transfuses.
Now, part of why this is okay with me is because he actually gets a few drones. As you guys can see, it looks like 10 went down in total. But also, it pulls the Mulus away for him to actually finally secure this base. Magic Box does go down here.
I don't like this trade at all for DRG. He's really trying to push this in and make these mutas work out. He is going to lose that Thor here, but the big repair.
A Thor and 7 SCVs plus the mules, I think it's okay. It's definitely not. It definitely, if this was an even game, it would be a terrible trade. Actually, I think I might get this. Oh, no, he's not going to. He needs to get out of there.
He's losing so many of his mutas. He just traded like 7 mutas for that 1 Thor and a bunch of SCVs.
Yeah,
he's getting so far ahead behind this. Don't get me wrong. But
yeah, I mean, in a normal game, like that would have been a terrible thing to do. We would have been like, I cannot even believe it. But I think with the position he's in, even the repair, like Flash's economy is so bad, the repair is too expensive to actually finish. Like he can't even finish repairing that Thor.
I love the follow-up here from DRG. He's going for a gigantic roach push. He's got speed finishing up +1, and only the first tanks are being made now. He's got no tanks out on the field just yet.
This is why I like those mutas. Force the Thors, these awkward Thors. The economy's terrible. It's hard to switch.
He has +2. He's got to lift that, but these roaches are getting right on top of the Thors. He's focusing on the repair, but that's too many Thors. They're just going to be burst down immediately.
Yep. 3 Thors get targeted down, one after the other. GG. DRG takes it in spectacular fashion. You see the way he puts that headset down? He's like, yeah! He's trying to look humble, but he feels so happy right now.
Oh boy, that was a really nice game from him. There's too many roaches there coming in towards the end to end it out. He just got way too far ahead.
Flash didn't have the answer for the Mutalist, then overcompensated for that, and then lost his first Thor and tried to switch into tanks. It was just too late. Everything was just a bit behind.
Dude, Daeon is on fire. He's going up to like 75% at the end of today.
Yeah.
Everything else goes his way. That is Flash having a pretty weak game here. We said it before, that was a game that SBENU definitely needed to win. DRG will do the job.
Yep, and it's gonna actually make it possible for them to force the ace match. You know, it now is really up to life. If you want to look at games that are reasonable for SBENU to win, not games that would be a miracle for them to win, DRG has given them a great opportunity here. And the rest of these players need to capitalize on that. Flash's build was solid, but he did, I think, overcommit a bit with his Hellions. Even later on, like you were talking about, he overcommitted a little bit. He wanted to get the Mutalist away from